Ladies and gentlemen, this is JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I'm Joe.
I'm One Jin.
Today we're going to talk about Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 4. Spoilers ahead.
Major spoilers. So if you haven't seen any of the previous episodes, come back after watching them.
Yeah. Anyway, this was a very American episode for me. You know, I think you got that vibe too. It's I think the creators are very smart. They intentionally always put us in this desert environment, and then they pull off this Saving Private Ryan shit. Like I was like, it kind of shows like the tribal like loyalty of the Mandalorian people, which was awesome, by the way. And this episode was very much about also Bo-Katan. Yeah, she's taking center stage here, and there was a mini payoff for the previous episode too, though. You know how they showed that same mountain peak that the Doctor was going on that whatever planet that was. That used to be a Republic hub. You know that little mountain. There was
was it?
Yeah. When they do the Grogu flashback.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think that's second time they're showing us that place. So I think that will play a role later. And this episode was so efficient, so efficient.
Yeah, I think it has a contrast from the previous episode. Remember, it kind of deviated to that Dr. Pershing story, and we were kind of expecting it's like it to end, but it wouldn't end. But this time, it went into Grogu's flashback, which I kind of desperately hope for.
We talked about this. We kind of predicted this would happen. Not in like we were going to get more history about Grogu, and we finally get some. And this was a very this episode was very different from the previous in that this one was very action and show heavy. Like we show you. Like dialogue is actually it was very sparse, and it only happened in meaningful places. I felt.
Yeah.
And but the Grogu thing is I think they are planning to reveal something much more bigger than we have done before, because we got a little glimpse of his like trouble thing with the Order 666 thing.
Yeah.
But now we get some confirmation that like those rebellion princess Anakin's wife kind of soldier looking guy were helping with the double saber wielding black Jedi, which was awesome, by the way. Perfect casting. So we are seeing a plot there of intentionally saving Grogu. So maybe we'll get a reveal that Grogu is like a grand nephew of Yoda.
Yeah.
Or something.
I mean, he's gotta be related. There are only so many of his kind we see in Star Wars.
Yeah, and you know what was interesting? It was interesting, like, the way they treated Grogu. Like, he was a prize to protect. Because remember, there were other Padawans getting, like...
slain.
Yeah.
They were just left there.
Not left, but I guess, like... Not left, but they were not prioritized. But I felt like the way Grogu was treated by that double saber guy and the other Jedis is
other Jedis, and also the soldiers who were waiting on that platform.
Yeah.
They basically were telling the Jedi to go ahead without them.
Yeah,
because they were kind
they're
of
willing to die.
Willing to die right there.
They were like the Anakin wife soldier kind of guy. So, or at least connected to Leia's adopted father. They have that like signature armor of those guys. So there's something going on there. So I can't wait for that reveal.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough about that. Mandos were awesome. Like Mandalorians. I love the Saving Private Ryan plot because it was so obvious. They put everything we like. This is the initiation ceremony. Now you're a man. Looks in American white boys. You're not all alone. You have the Star Wars religion to look after. It was a... I didn't mind that because we kind of hated the recent trilogy because they kind of...
the sequels.
Yeah,
but like a lot of fans were disappointed.
But I see them doubling down on this, the boy becoming a hero thing, and despite the setting change, this is a theme that we keep coming back to in the Mandalorian universe. Remember, because Boba Fett's whole story was like about this too.
Yeah, basically, it was about being part of a tribe.
Yeah, and learning their tradition, being accepted. This is like Raised by Wolves on steroids with a Western and Private Ryan mixed in.
And also, I got a glimpse of like The Last Samurai here. Remember,
that's so good.
When Tom Cruise is joining that samurai clan, and he's and every day he watches these samurais train. You know, when these Mandalorians were training for combat, when they were like doing all those like combat simulations and everything, it reminded me a lot of that scene I saw from The Last Samurai.
And it showed their loyalty too, because according to the blacksmith, the highest honor is to save
a foundling.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a very American thing to say, because there's a reason why we love Saving Private Ryan, because you know it's like that American perception of their like belief. It's like their moral, like everybody's important thing. And I also like that they try to humanize Paz Vizsla, that guy, because it turns out it's his son. That kind of raised me questions like, hey man, are you allowed to have sex without your helmet on?
Yeah, I was also asking
without another like Mando,
without breaking the creed.
Yeah.
How do you make love to your wife?
Yeah. Like,
or is there like a special section in the creed that dictates what to do?
Or maybe Paz Vizsla's wife is not Mandalorian. So that kind of solves it, because all he needs to do is keep his helmet on but take off his clothes. But I love how but I did wonder about the mechanics of this foundling thing. But I like that they try to humanize Paz Vizsla, because ever since Boba Fett and we had him like seeking the black saber, and he always had this tension slash Mandalorian tribal like loyalty with Jindo. It seems like they're competing, but when it's important, they collaborate.
Yeah,
because the way is more important. But here, I think they're trying. I like that. Maybe it's a setup for like Paz Vizsla to challenge Mando again. Because one of the funnier thing for me was after like in the beginning 5 minutes they're training, right? I felt like every Mandalorian would challenge Jindo for the black saber, because the impression I got was these people are like Super Saiyans, like they're Saiyans. They're like, is that a saber? Let's go. Like not a death match per se, but an honor match to get the saber. I felt like, but no, and Baby Yoda was cute Grogu was cute as always.
Yeah, I love the parts with Grogu, especially when he was like. It gives us the impression that he's using the Force to move those rocks, but it turns out
that was
like
very
little
cute.
like shellfish or something. That was pretty cute.
And I love the fact that they're basically confirming with the blacksmith lady giving him the armor, basically confirming that this is. Because every boy's dream, you are a Jedi slash Mandalorian.
That's right.
Like what? That's like the coolest shit ever. Like imagine the years like peeking out of the
helmet.
Yeah, and
that'd be so cool.
He's like adorable. He lifts up and let's make it more crazy. Let's say Baby Yoda and Grogu in a Mandalorian armor riding a Mythosaur.
Oh,
like
man.
Every boy is gonna jizz. Every fucking that's like a nerd jizz fest. Like if I ever seen one, you and I we're gonna go crazy.
Oh man! But I think we're getting a strong foreshadow here by strapping the targeting dart on Grogu's arm.
Yeah.
We're seeing his future as a Mandalorian.
No, like I definitely. So remember our prediction. I also think he's gonna wield the dark saber. Like his father's gonna be danger, because like the episode 2 showed us that if the owner is not available, the others are allowed to use it. It's like there is a custom and tradition obviously of ownership, but I felt like the owner, if he's unavailable, the other guys can use it.
And I think also it is possible that he will wield both the dark saber and the lightsaber.
Oh, that
would be so awesome.
Oh, that's another like double jizz right there. Like
did that just happen?
Yeah, Saturday. I was in that shit is gonna be awesome. But I do think they showed us the training montage for him. But the funny thing is, like, imagine him in a jetpack. Like, think about this. He's on a spaceship. He got on a jetpack, but he starts using the Force to rip out a wing of the fucking plane and stab Darksaber in it. Oh, another awesome thing is, I hope we get Grogu saying something in this season. You know, remember in Planet?
I think we're getting close to it.
Yeah, something is up because I feel like Planet of the Apes, when Caesar said no, it was such an impact, right? And we know the Yoda species can talk.
Yeah.
So like
in a very different grammatical order.
Yeah. My father was a Mandalorian. He was, and then but I think we're gonna get something like along the line of Papa or something, because Bo-Katan was really kind, and she's giving this like warrior mother vibe too. Yeah, there's something going on there.
And also the blacksmith. Everybody's so nice to Grogu. I think they're all kind of like smitten by him.
Yeah. It'll be funny. You know what would be funny if their whole tribe changes their sigil to like Baby Yoda. Yeah, for Grogu. Yeah. No, because the funny thing is like Grogu fits the archetypical like hero too, though. He's an orphan with special talents. So not only Jin and Bo-Katan is going that heroes route we know, but you always get this kid like motherless kid or who didn't have a natural birth, whatever, becoming
or like lost in the field of combat.
Right.
We see a lot of these elements in Japanese animations, like Gundam. We always see these boys getting inside these giant robots.
It's in a lot of East Asian folklore and like Arthurian legends anyway. Like a hero comes from nowhere, and I really like those vibes. And then What did you think about the monster, though? Like, the whole plot?
I didn't really mind the monster because what was important was what the tribe was collectively doing. I mean, how they reacted to that incident. So I didn't really mind that giant flying dinosaur thing. And I also kind of liked the part where they visited the nest because it kind of shows how huge they are. Because remember, these were like... in the nest, there were these baby... Well, they're not birds, but these baby dinosaurs. Yeah. But they're so menacing.
No, dinosaurs are birds.
Yeah, because like a full-grown Mandalorian for them, in their eyes, would be like a snack.
Right.
That their mother left for them.
But it doesn't... Yeah, that's why it didn't make sense for them to grab that baby. Yeah. And then like... That was... No, but it was a plot device.
But one thing I wasn't really convinced with was the fact that the boy who got snatched away was still alive, because I was thinking he would have been fed to those babies like a day ago.
Yeah, it'll be like a snack for them. But I did like the campfire scene though, because I'm like, how do you like? I like because the funny thing is, Bo-Katan is a proud Mandalorian. But she is totally missing out on this part of cultural heritage.
Yeah, and I think really liked it as well.
Yeah, so she's like, it's one of those, she's kind of a fish out of water, but she's also relearning the tradition and being reinforced. We're going to talk about the ending later, but that's gradually, that's been happening since episode 2.
Yeah. And I also love the fact that she is not rejecting any of it.
No, but
because remember, she was kind of like cynical about the whole thing.
No, but I like the face reveal of her. She's like eating in the camp alone. She's like, okay, I will. And positive side, like I like that. I really want to see his face too. But I like how like a big guy. You are the leader of this hunt. Like you get the honor of eating by the fire. She's like so cool about it. And I mean, and it's these things that I think what Bo-Katan says and what Mando says, the middle ground is the truth here. Like between this, the children of the Way is like kind of like, remember in Kingdom of Heaven, there's a huge religious leader like bothering Salah-ad-Din about like fundamentalism. But Salah-ad-Din has to balance this with the reality of war and politics.
He's got to be practical about it.
Yeah. So, I mean... I think it's kind of showing Bo-Katan becoming even a more mature leader, because
and I also get the feeling that she has been lost so far. But I read it from I don't know where I saw it, but they say if you feel you're lost, it's not because you're actually lost; it's because you lost your principles. And in this case, I think she's slowly recovering what she has lost up until I don't know, like the moment she met Din Djarin. And I think the show is giving a lot of light and detail to Bo-Katan And like, just like our fantasies, I think they're setting Bo-Katan up for like a key role.
Yeah.
Alongside
Din
Djarin. Hopefully, maybe like a romantic relationship.
I completely agree with you. Because another interesting part about Bo-Katan was like, if you're the leader because you have the Darksaber, you're not a real leader. Like, you remember like Tywin's line to his grandson.
If you have to say that you're the king, you are no king.
So it's really asking you about true leadership.
And in this episode, we again see a lot of leadership qualities of Bo-Katan. It's like, without hesitation, she flies the ship to chase after that big ass dinosaur.
Yes, but I think she has always been that. But it takes more than that to become a leader, because you have to be, I think, inclusive, open-minded. Because she's like no one. I think like from season 2, we know she's fearless. She's an amazing fighter, very proud. But it takes more. That makes you a general. It doesn't make you a king or a queen. And I think this is a part of where, because she's been talking about uniting Mandalorian. Like, if you want to be their boss, it's up to you to convince the Child of the Way to join your cause.
I think it was Children of the Watch.
Yeah, Children of the Watch or something along that cult. Basically, according to her, it's a cult, but we're also seeing a humanized part of them, because Vizsla is obviously like in love with his son. That's meant to mirror Grogu too. And but the ending kind of, I think this is just my opinion, but the ending kind of shows her putting the Mythosaur and the white owl here is like she is becoming an inclusive leader to include all tribes of Mandalorian.
I think this is like a symbolism.
Yeah.
Showing the future of Bo-Katan.
Yeah,
because she clearly asks if it's okay for her to use the Mythosaur, and the blacksmith lady answers her that Mythosaur is available for any Mandalorian.
It's like a Jesus Christ figure.
Basically. Yeah, any Mandalorian is okay to use the Mythosaur. And the fact that she has that on one of her shoulder now symbolizes, I think, like you said, her readiness to accept and embrace all
Mandalorian,
all branches and all houses and clans of the Mandalorian.
But I do wonder, like, I think if I do want to see different kind of tribal Mandalorians too, like, because listen. You could argue that Boba Fett's journey is Bo-Katan's journey, because Boba Fett is a mercenary, but he joins his tribe and kind of finds this tribal feeling of belonging and meaning, right? Because if you're just a killer without meaning, you're a mercenary.
Yeah. And in that show, again, just like the shoulder armor that Bo-Katan got, I think in Boba Fett it was that wooden stick.
Right.
They took a lot of time and effort to make that thing.
So what I'm trying to say is, like, being a skilled fighter doesn't, like, it's like the way we view Spartan warriors. It's not because they're great warriors that they're admired. They're great warriors with a common belief and a common, like, meaning system. I think we are getting a lot of that. So that's something we can look forward to.
One thing I also look forward to, and I hope from the creators, is getting more creative with, like you said, different tribes of the Mandalorian. Because so far we've seen Mandalorians with different weapons, but basically they're like all kind of like the style that we've already seen before.
Well, I do like Vizsla is the exception. He prefers a railgun, but other guys, I think they have freedom to verify their armor as they see fit. But I have a standardized jetpack and basic gunmetal. I think those things are just like what you learn as a Mandalorian. But what I mean by that is like I think you're trying to say this. If there's a tribe like this, maybe there's a different Mandalorian tribe with a different fighting style. Because I felt like that's what the White Owls was. Remember those two women? They had a much more, I don't know, they seem like a special team, like special forces kind of guys. Whereas these guys, like you know how like armies have different divisions and different units, and they have very like they're fundamentally the same but different like slight variations. And I think that's what you're saying, so I wouldn't mind that. But I love the White Owl teams but didn't Bo-Katan use double guns and all of them did that? There is a style, I think. But I do want to see like a Mandalorian with like a close combat axe or something.
Yeah, or something more like Asian.
Yeah.
With like a sword or I don't know.
Samurai sword. But then again, like the Jedi sword is a samurai inspired sword. Or like I do you know what would be cool? I wish Grogu grows up. He's a Mandalorian, right? Like he teaches them the Force. Like Force and Jedi, like cuz I know you need talent, but why wouldn't he teach? If he's a Mandalorian, by the way, he is a Mandalorian, because Bo-Katan directly says your father is just proud of you. My father was that way, and foundlings are by definition adoptees. So you are a child of the tribe, and imagine Grogu. So Mandalorian, my father Jin was this. I learned from Luke and Jin, and we in this tribe, in this rhinoceros tribe, maybe they educate every one of their Mandalorian tribesmen of the Force, because they're the tribe of 2 right now. But I feel like their tribe will grow. Maybe by season 4 or 5, we'll see other members of. Like the ending will be so awesome. It's like Jin, like Grogu saying, "My father found this tribe," and he becomes sort of this Mando the Great kind of like icon.
And I'm also suspecting maybe they're building this up for like a future sequel of like Star Wars movies or something. And another thing worth mentioning is the Mythosaur. You know, Bo-Katan can't let it go, and she even asks the blacksmith like. What she saw was real and blah, blah, blah. I got this feeling that in the upcoming war, probably that'll take place in their home planet, that Mythosaur is going to have that kaiju moment.
I knew you would say something like that. I already suspected
that thing's going to get out of that water. It's going to kick some ass. I can tell.
I'm going to tell you something, Wonjin. I wouldn't mind that happening one bit, but I feel like this is your desire more than a theory.
That Mythosaur must surface.
No, but I felt like it was... I disagree with that, actually, because this time... Because the way the blacksmith answered Bo-Katan, it kind of made us confused whether it was real or true, I felt. You know? You know what I mean? Because I think she said something along the way of us on the way will see all kinds of strange things. So I felt like when she decided to put the Mythosaur on, the significance came from her believing that it was real. Because remember in the episode 2 or 3, she asked Mando, "Did you see it?" And Mando didn't see it. But we kind of saw that she saw it. But it's a question mark on whether that's real. And I think this is why it's important. It doesn't matter if that was real or not.
Kaiju.
Yeah.
We need that.
Fuck you, man. What I was trying to say was, it's important that Bo-Katan believe it's real. Okay? But it would be awesome, yes. No, but I thought Grogu would ride it. Why does it have to be Bo-Katan?
Well, it doesn't have to be Bo-Katan. Nobody has to ride it. The Mythosaur just needs to get out of the water.
Yeah, but hey, but
basically say fuck the Empire and kill them all.
No, but it's funny how like the Mythosaur is a myth though. Like, cause the way Blacksmith reacted, it felt like they were treating it as like a mythological being, like a chimera or something. But that was interesting. But anyway. This was an awesome episode. You want to go first? What's your number grade, man?
I would give this an 8.5.
I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Oh, really?
I had fun.
Okay.
No, because I don't know. Maybe I'm being too generous, but like, you know, this episode there was almost no redundancy. Everything served a purpose for the story. Unlike the previous episode, which I know I'm premature, but they're building up for a setup, then that better have a big payoff. But this one was straight storytelling 101. I think this episode like reminded me a lot of the season 1 of Mandalorian, where it's just pure storytelling with a pure purpose. You know, nothing is needed. And that's why I liked it. I liked it a lot. We learn more. The plot is driven forward, and the mini conflict within the episode was solved, and all the characters grew. Oh my God, Mando is now cool with Vizsla. Oh my God, Bo-Katan figured out something more about. So this is like a traditional.
Oh, and Grogu had that terribly sad expression on his face.
Oh yeah, yeah. Anyway, why is it 8.5 for you? What's lacking here?
For me, what's lacking is, like I said, like that boy. That boy shouldn't have been alive. He should have been dead. Or maybe they should have chased after it earlier.
So do you think they should have shown that Mando helmet all empty?
Yeah, and the boy dead or something, or I don't know, like it was like he managed to escape and he was like hiding somewhere. But the fact that they arrived there like the day after, and it just so happens that like by the time they arrived, the mother comes and like kind of like pukes it out and feeds it to the little birds. That was just too convenient for me.
But there was a payoff from the crocodile, though. Remember, they fought the crocodile, but now it comes.
That's true.
That's why this one should have been episode 3, and this doctor thing should have been episode 4, or not. I haven't seen the result yet, so this is premature. But okay, some plot holes. That's actually acceptable.
But overall, like Joe said, I also enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And in no way did it like deviate from anything important, and I especially like the flashback of Grogu.
Yeah, that was that finally kind of showed us the importance of it. I think
in the episode, it kind of felt like a delight.
Like a mini delight, right? But didn't you kind of expect it to come when they started hearing? Because remember, Din Djarin had a flashback just like that when like there's a blacksmith going. Remember in season 1, the blacksmith does this, and we get a Din Djarin flashback of him, like his parents hiding him, and them coming to save him. So as soon as the blacksmith started, like, you know, not the blacksmith, but the machine started doing this, I was like, oh shit, flashback coming. Time. Yeah, because I've seen this in season 1 before. So, but it was awesome though. And they casted a really great actor to play that Jedi. I really liked his action scenes. But anyway, that's our take
on the 4th episode of Mandalorian Season 3.
Thank you for tuning in. If you have thoughts on the episode or any other thing, please leave a like and subscribe. This has been JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I was Joe.
I was Jin.
We'll see you next week.
We'll be right back next week.
Bye.